Hello there. Come in, make yourself comfortable. It's good to see you. As the evening draws in, I often find myself reflecting. It's a quiet time, a time for thought. I've spent a good many years now, over 40 of them, as a physician. And in that time, I've had the privilege of walking alongside so many people through different seasons of their lives. Especially, I've learned a great deal from my patients who are navigating their later chapters, their 60s, 70s, 80s, even 90s. It's a time of profound wisdom, yes, but also one that requires, well, let's call it mindful living, paying attention to the details. Our bodies, marvelous as they are, change as the years pass. They whisper different needs to us. And one of the times these whispers become most important is as we prepare for sleep. A good night's rest. It isn't a luxury, especially not for us. It's fundamental. It's when our bodies repair, our minds consolidate memories, and our spirits find a bit of peace. But I've noticed, both in my practice and just observing life, that there are certain habits, certain seemingly small things we might do before turning in, that can really disrupt that precious restorative time. Things that can steal our comfort, affect our health, and even compromise our safety. So I thought we could chat about that tonight. Not in a scolding way, heavens no. More like sharing some gentle observations, things I've learned that might help you safeguard your well-being as you prepare for bed. Consider this a quiet conversation between friends. Let's talk about 5 of the perhaps less than ideal things one might do before bed, especially after the age of 70. The first one seems simple, almost obvious, yet it trips so many of us up. It's indulging in a large, heavy meal or drinking excessive amounts of fluid right before hitting the pillow. Oh, I know the temptation. Perhaps you had a late dinner, or maybe that slice of leftover apple pie calls to you from the kitchen around 9 o'clock. It smells like cinnamon and comfort. Or you feel thirsty and gulp down a large glass of water, thinking you're doing the right thing by staying hydrated. But here's the rub. As we age, our digestive system often slows down. It doesn't process things quite as vigorously as it once did. Lying down with a full stomach can invite unwelcome guests like heartburn, that burning sensation crawling up your chest, or an indigestion that makes you feel bloated and uncomfortable, tossing and turning. It's your body working overtime when it should be winding down. And those large glasses of water, or even juice or tea, late in the evening, they'd almost guarantee multiple trips to the bathroom throughout the night. We call it nocturia. Each trip disrupts your sleep cycle. You wake up, perhaps turn on a light, stumble a bit in the dark. It fragments your rest, leaving you feeling groggy and unrefreshed in the morning. More than that, frequent nighttime waking increases the risk of falls, something we absolutely want to avoid. So, the wisdom here. Try to finish your dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. If you need a snack, make it light. Perhaps a small banana, a few almonds, or a warm cup of milk or caffeine-free herbal tea. Sip slowly, maybe an hour or so before bed. Listen to your body's quieter signals. Respect its rhythm. It's not about deprivation. It's about timing and kindness to yourself. The second thing I see causing trouble is engaging in overly stimulating activities right before sleep. We live in a world buzzing with information and light, don't we? It's tempting to catch up on the news, scroll through pictures of the grandchildren on a tablet, or get drawn into an intense movie or a lively political debate on television just before turning off the lights. But these activities, especially those involving screens, our phones, tablets, computers, even modern TVs, emit a specific type of blue light. This blue light tricks our brains. It suppresses the production of melatonin, the natural hormone that tells our body it's time to sleep. So instead of feeling drowsy, your mind stays alert, wired, even agitated. Think of it like drinking a cup of coffee right before bed for your brain. Beyond the screens, emotionally charged conversations or dwelling on stressful topics late at night can have a similar effect. You might replay an argument in your head, worry about finances, or fret about world events. Your mind starts racing, the adrenaline and cortisol. The stress hormones begin to flow, and sleep becomes elusive. The quiet darkness of the bedroom suddenly feels filled with anxieties. What's the alternative? Create a calming transition zone. Dim the lights in your home an hour or so before bed. Switch off the screens. Put the phone away, perhaps in another room if you can manage it. Instead, try reading a physical book or a magazine under soft light. Listen to some calming music, classical, ambient sounds, whatever soothes your soul. Engage in quiet hobbies like knitting or perhaps some gentle stretching. Practice deep breathing or meditation for a few minutes. Allow your mind and body to gently unwind, to shed the day's stimulation and prepare for rest. It's about creating a sanctuary for sleep, a peaceful boundary between the busy world and your need for restoration. This isn't just about sleep. It's about preserving your mental peace, your sense of calm in a world that often feels anything but. Now, let's move on to something critically important, especially as we manage our health more actively in these years. The third pitfall is ignoring your medication schedule, or perhaps even more concerning, taking the wrong medication or dosage in the dim light, or when you're already feeling tired. Many of us, myself included, rely on medications to manage chronic conditions, blood pressure, diabetes, heart health, arthritis, you name it. These medications are prescribed with specific timings for a reason. Some are meant to work overnight, others need to be taken with food, and some absolutely should not be taken close to bedtime because they might interfere with sleep or cause side effects that are more problematic when you're lying down or less aware. Taking a diuretic, a water pill, late in the evening, for example, is a sure recipe for those disruptive nighttime bathroom trips we talked about. Missing a dose of something important, or accidentally doubling up because you couldn't recall if you took it, can have significant consequences, ranging from simply reducing the medication's effectiveness to causing serious adverse effects. Imagine the confusion of waking up feeling dizzy or unwell because of a medication mix-up the night before. It's unsettling and potentially dangerous. The solution lies in diligence and good habits. Use a pill organizer, one of those boxes with compartments for each day and time. Fill it once a week in good light when you are alert. Keep your medications, along with a glass of water, on your bedside table if your doctor confirms that's appropriate for your specific pills. Always turn on a proper light when taking your evening medications. Don't rely on the dim glow of a hallway nightlight. Double-check the label every single time. If you have any doubts, call your pharmacist or doctor's office during daytime hours to clarify. Set reminders on your phone or use a simple alarm clock. Taking your medication correctly and consistently isn't just a chore. It's a profound act of self-care. It's acknowledging your health needs and taking responsible steps to manage them, ensuring your nights are as safe and restful as possible. It's about maintaining control and contributing actively to your own well-being. Connected closely to the idea of nighttime safety is the fourth point: neglecting simple evening safety checks around your home. As darkness falls, our homes can transform. Familiar spaces can present new hazards, especially if our eyesight isn't as sharp as it once was, or if balance is a bit more precarious. That throw rug that looks so cheerful during the day can become a tripping hazard in the dim light on the way to the bathroom. A cluttered pathway, perhaps with shoes or books left out, can lead to a stumble. Poor lighting in hallways, stairwells, or the bathroom itself is a major contributor to nighttime falls among seniors. And a fall, as we know, can have devastating consequences: fractures, head injuries, loss of confidence, and potentially a loss of independence. It's a scenario we all wish to avoid, not just for the physical pain, but for the potential impact on our dignity and ability to live comfortably in our own homes. So, before settling down for the night, take a few moments to be proactive. Do a quick visual sweep of the pathways you might use during the night, usually the path from your bed to the bathroom. Ensure they are clear of clutter. Secure loose rugs with double-sided tape, or consider removing them altogether if they pose a persistent risk. Check that night lights are working in the hallway, bathroom, and perhaps near your bedside. Ensure you have easy access to a lamp you can switch on without fumbling in the dark. Keep essential items within reach on your nightstand: a telephone, preferably with emergency numbers pre-programmed, a glass of water, your eyeglasses, and perhaps a flashlight. These aren't complicated measures. They are small, practical steps that empower you, that create a safer environment, allowing you to rest easier knowing you've reduced the risks. It's about foresight, about taking simple precautions to protect your independence and maintain that cherished feeling of security in your own familiar surroundings. Think of it as tidying up not just your home, but also potential worries. Finally, the fifth thing I urge you to avoid before closing your eyes for the night is going to bed angry, upset, or carrying the weight of unresolved conflict. You know the old saying, never go to bed angry. There's deep physiological and emotional wisdom in that. When we lie down simmering with resentment, anxiety, or frustration, our bodies remain in a state of alert. Stress hormones like cortisol continue to circulate, keeping our heart rate elevated, our muscles tense, and our minds racing. It's incredibly difficult to drift into deep, restorative sleep when you're mentally replaying an argument or stewing over a hurt. Sleep becomes shallow, fragmented, and unsatisfying. You might wake up feeling even more exhausted and irritable than when you went to bed. Beyond just poor sleep quality, consistently going to bed stressed can have longer-term impacts on our physical health, potentially affecting blood pressure and cardiovascular wellness. And emotionally, it takes a toll. Carrying bitterness or worry into the quiet vulnerability of the night can feel incredibly heavy, robbing us of peace when we need it most. Now, I understand that life brings challenges. Disagreements happen, worries surface. We can't always magically resolve everything before 10 p.m., but we can try to consciously shift our state before attempting sleep. If you've had a disagreement with a loved one, try to find at least a temporary truce, a gentle word, an agreement to talk about it calmly in the morning. If resolution is impossible immediately, try writing down your worries or frustrations in a journal. Getting them out of your head and onto paper can sometimes lessen their power. Engage in a calming activity that helps you process emotions, perhaps gentle prayer or meditation, focusing on gratitude, or listening to exceptionally soothing music. Take slow, deep breaths, consciously relaxing your body from your toes to the top of your head. The goal isn't necessarily to solve every problem, but to avoid carrying the acute sting of anger or anxiety into your sleep. It's about cultivating emotional hygiene, protecting your inner peace, and allowing yourself the grace of rest, even amidst life's inevitable storms. This practice nurtures not just your sleep, but your relationships and your overall sense of emotional well-being. So there we have it. 5 things to perhaps reconsider as you wind down your day: avoiding heavy late-night meals and excessive fluids, limiting stimulating screens and stressful conversations, maintaining diligence with your medications, ensuring your home is safe for nighttime navigation, and trying your best to release anger or worry before seeking rest. These aren't meant to be rigid rules, but gentle invitations to be more mindful, more attuned to what truly nourishes your body and spirit in these valuable years. Aging is not merely about managing decline. It's about adapting with wisdom and grace. It's about recognizing that small, consistent acts of self-care can make a profound difference in our daily health, our safety, and our ability to savor the richness of life. Be patient with yourself. Some nights will be better than others. The key is awareness and intention. By understanding how these simple nighttime habits can impact us, we empower ourselves to make choices that support our health, preserve our dignity, and enhance our overall quality of life. Remember, taking care of yourself as you age is one of the greatest kindnesses you can offer, not just to yourself, but to those who love you. Thank you for sharing this quiet time with me. Sleep well, rest deeply, and know that each new day holds possibilities.